So, approximately 4 days ago, I created a community post which was asking you a simple question. And that question was, who was the third best driver in the 2021 season? I'm not the sort of channel that's just going to make random posts, random community posts just for engagement. That's not what I'm about. When I do something, I do it for a clear reason. And I'm going to come to that. I'm going to explain to you in just a few minutes exactly why I asked this question. But before I get into that, we're going to go through the answers. So, there is a clear answer to this. Who was the third best driver in the 2021 season? Well, that would be the driver who came third in the championship. And that person was Valtteri Bottas. 57% of you got that right, which meant 43% of respondents got it wrong. And that is truly disturbing. Over 4 in 10 of people get the answer to a simple question wrong. So, what is the value in asking random people questions when random people don't know the answer? Okay, there is no value in that. That is why often I do not ask people for their opinions in the comment section. My videos present facts. They present the actual footage of things happening, or they present tracker view or data view, and I break that down with real interpretation. Because what you get from Sky Sports F1 is actually just narrative. They lie to you about the reality of the situation, and I just unpick that and explain to people what the reality is. The comments which can add further insight and perspective to that, I appreciate. But the comments where people go, well, I think it's something else. I don't care what you think. Okay, you are most likely to be one of the 43% that can't even get a simple question like this correct. You are also the type of people that would try to argue the meaning of the question. You might have the opinion, oh, well, I think Fernando Alonso was the third best driver in 2021. Okay, I don't care what you think. It is quite simple. The third best driver of the 2020 in 2021 was the driver who accomplished the criteria. And that is, at the start of the season, you are involved in a season-long championship. Where you finish within that championship is determined on the amount of points you accumulate. The highest point scorer that you accumulate wins. Second highest points total comes second. Third highest points total comes third. That is the measure of your success in that particular season. Hence, if you are the third highest points total, that makes you the third best driver of that season because you accomplished what it is to be that. Regardless of, oh, somebody else had some really bad luck. It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. So, Bottas came third in the championship. 57% of people got that right. I gave the other options of Perez, Leclerc, Sainz, and Ocon. Look at the breakdown of what people thought. People that are wrong, but this is what they thought. Perez, 17%. Leclerc, 20%. Sainz, 7%. Keep them in mind, okay? 20% of respondents, 20% of 138 votes, thought Leclerc was the third best driver of the season. 17% Perez, and just 7% thought Sainz. None of you thought Esteban Ocon was. Let's have a look at the actual data from the 2021 season. So, as you can see, in third place was Valtteri Bottas. He scored 226 points. Fourth place was Sergio Perez. He scored 190 points. 17% of respondents to that vote thought that Perez was the third best driver. He finished behind Valtteri Bottas. He finished fourth. 20% thought Charles Leclerc was the third best driver. He came seventh in the championship. He scored 159 points. And yet, only 7% thought Carlos Sainz was the third best driver. And yet he finished higher than Charles Leclerc. This is how skewed and how wrong people can be in their perception. Okay, Carlos Sainz only got 7%. It's a wrong answer, but 20% of respondents thought it was Charles Leclerc. He finished seventh. Carlos Sainz finished fifth with 164.5 points. Now, the other option in that multiple choice question was Esteban Ocon, and he's right at the bottom of the screen. He came 11th in the championship with a total of 74 points. Now, why did I put Esteban Ocon as one of the potential answers to that question? This was the point of that question in the community post. So, the penultimate race of the 2021 season was in Saudi Arabia. We remember Abu Dhabi. That's obviously the main focus of my channel. But I'm also uncovering further corruption in that season. Second but last race of the season was Saudi, and if we remember, it got red flagged twice. Max cut the corner at the chicane on the second restart. Firstly, the first red flag was Mick Schumacher going into a tyre barrier, and what looked to be a simple safety car situation where the Mercedes pitted and Max didn't pit, and then Massey decided to red flag it so that Max could get a free tyre stop. Didn't really look to be much wrong with the barriers, really, but it got red flagged. Anyway, at the restart, Hamilton got a great start from second on the grid, effectively, because he dropped down into second because of this. Max stayed out and didn't pit, but still got to change his tyres under the red flag conditions. Hamilton got the jump on him. Verstappen went off the track at the first corner, re-entered the track unsafely, overtook the position by going off the track. So he's actually committed two offences there. He's overtaken off the track, so that's a 5-second penalty, 2 penalty points on your licence. He's then re-entered the track in an unsafe manner. That's 5-second penalty, 2 penalty points on your licence. Hamilton has avoided the collision by having to jump out the way as usual, and in doing so, Esteban Ocon jumped through. Okay, shortly down the road, there's Perez collides with Leclerc, and Russell and I think it's Mazepin have a collision, and it gets red flagged again. So this is them doing the formation lap for effectively the third start of the race, where Esteban Ocon is now on pole. Have a listen to this.
Esteban Ocon, who started 9th, leads the pack. Such has been the crazy element of this race.
Esteban Ocon has led more laps this season than anybody other than Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton.
Oh, incredible. Let's listen to that again. Let's listen to that one more time.
Such has been the crazy element of this race.
Esteban Ocon has led more laps this season than anybody other than Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton. 65
How many?
in total.
Oh, Esteban Ocon. He fully deserves to come third in the championship because he led the third most amount of laps, I hear you all say. But none of you did. On this poll, nobody thought that Esteban Ocon was the third best driver of 2021, even though he led the third most amount of laps. You all think Max Verstappen was the best driver for leading the most amount of laps, but you don't think Esteban Ocon is the third best driver for being the guy that led the third highest amount of laps. How does that work? You kind of pick and choose the statistics that you want to try to use to validate, because you've got Brundle going, Max Verstappen, even though the governing body of the sport broke its own rules to manufacture Max Verstappen as the 2021 champion, Max fully deserved it because he led the most amount of laps. And Crofty will say exactly the same things. Max led the most amount of laps this season. Well, Esteban Ocon, he led the third highest amount of laps this season. And where did that get him? Well, where did that get him? Well, I've already showed you. We'll find it again. Let's have a look. Third highest amount of laps led, and he came 11th. Why did he come 11th? Well, because he only accumulated 74 points. What is the criteria that they determine the championship standings by? That is the amount of points. It's fuck all to do with the number of laps led. It's an irrelevant bullshit statistic that means nothing. So anybody seeking to justify somebody becoming a champion by going, they fully deserved it because they led the most amount of laps. What a load of bollocks. You need to educate yourself with what is relevant and stop using these validations which are meaningless. And when the sport itself is having to use validation which is meaningless and educate the simple minds to actually believe that they've got some sort of meaning, it's rather sad. Not only is it rather sad, it is truly damaging. So, that was the point of me asking that basic question. And as I say, what is extremely disturbing about it is that 43% of respondents got the answer wrong. So what is the value of asking people who don't know correct answers the question? I'm not interested in people's opinions because much of the time people's opinions are wrong and they don't like being told they are wrong. And those people that want to engage in a discussion in the comment section or have a debate or an argument, I'm not interested in that bullshit. Okay? I will tell you the facts. I will tell you what it is. I'm not interested in exploring opinions and hypothesizing. Irrelevant. These are the facts of the matter. I will evidence what I will show you as I do and I will continue to do. And that's all that matters. Anyway, that'll do for this one. More to come in the next day or two. Thanks for your time.